Namaste, great morning. Well, I had a question this morning. Will Assad remain in power? Will Assad remain in power for long? So let's see what is happening with Assad, with that regime. Oops. Will Assad remain? Okay. Okay, let's see what we have here. His power is going to, eventually, it's going to fall. It's going to be toppled. On one side, we have about money and the balance and, trying to keep things in balance, the power, the money, keep the head, keep the crown on the snake. And on the other hand, we have, ones that are for, the Hierophant. I see that as more being looking at not regimes, but other powers that are more for the people. They're there. They want to see things to take place. So maybe something is going to happen that he is going to, again, ferrying across the water, leaving, and then we have again on upper ones that are in power, that are wanting to put their energy behind this. So let me look if I can clarify some of these things. Let's look at the tower that's first, the center. That now things are a little blocked. He's still standing there holding, but behind the scenes, now that he's getting some of this blowback, things are not as great as they seem. He's still trying to work on things. Let's continue to look at what happens here. And it's about holding on to that power, that money. But again, things are going to become blocked. Let's look and see let's look at this a little deeper. At the powers that are the other powers. They're, the other powers are just, again, with this chemical weapons and things that are happening. We're looking at that going, no, and we're ready to strike. We'll continue to strike. If he continues to do things like that, they will get more and more ready to go after him. Okay, so that's looking like where that's at. If he continues in that vein, they will get more strong about retaliation there in Syria. So let's look at who is this. Let's look at this up here. This energy, this ones with this energy waiting just to move. We've got these things, we're ready to move. Okay. Now that's interesting. This is, okay, so they're watching what's going on up there with that. Okay, they're watching if he's getting ready to leave, if he's getting ready to, let's look at that a little more, because this is going to have to do with him then. Yeah, he's ready to leave, but he wants that good life. He wants that good life. Okay. Something is connected with Putin. So let me sit with that a little bit. Okay, behind the scenes, we have this energy and power. Okay, Putin's behind it. Above it, Putin is behind this. Again, it's got the good things, and again, I think you know, Putin's there, is kind of behind the scenes, protecting things. Putin's behind the scenes, protecting it. Okay, and when what's underneath of it, yeah, what's underneath of it, this guy just wants to, the guy that's in power, he just wants to get through things. He wants to sit there on his throne, have all his stuff. He wants to keep those alliances that are keeping him in power. Yeah. And keep getting this cup from Putin, you know, let him keep giving him this thing to keep him, you know, keep working on keeping him in power. Keeps working on keeping, yeah, keeping him in power. So looks like Putin's behind the scenes trying to keep him in power. So let's check out our last one and see what our balance, trying to balance the power and stuff. Again, yeah, okay, it's his pact with the world, with the people that he's, but it's going to come to heartbreak. His pact he's got going on with Russia and a few other people. Okay, and eventually it's going to break and he's going to have to go on his way. So let me look and see if we can do another thing and see what else. See if we can see how is this going to let's see what needs to happen to break that power. What needs to happen to break his power? Because it looks like, you know, he's there. Things are kind of, you know, dicey. But again, he's got Putin up there keeping things in place. But behind the scenes, it's kind of shaken up, and he's not that, you know. So what needs to take place to break his power, to get him out of there? Okay, yeah. Need to have the guys on the white horses, okay? That see this heartbreak. What they're stealing away with. Above it, the pain and destruction. And the people out in the cold. So it's, you know, again, it needs to be fed up enough that they're willing to move and take him out of power. So let's look and see. Yeah, right at this time, you know, the ones that can do something kind of still hanging back, you know, just hanging back, not doing anything now. And again, there it is, the conglomeration of numbers of powers. But they're still being taken in by Russia. They're still being not wanting to tip things with Russia. I think it's more about Russia than it is about him. You know, still having this full cup, you know. And so it looks like, let's look at a couple more. Yeah, again, they're just holding back. Again, another like the hangman, just sitting there in limbo, you know, watching Russia and their, you know, his alliances with this guy, keeping him in power. Got the strength. Okay. Yeah, things are blocked. So it just looks like it's going to have to come to a point where they've had enough, eventually, where they've had enough, and they're willing to move beyond this hang position to go do something. But I think it's all about not as much Syria as Russia. Okay? They don't want to tip things with Russia. Russia is behind it. Putin's behind it. You know? And it's like all the people there that are there, the good guys, are all sitting back watching it and watching all this pain and this destruction and the thing, but again, they're not willing to move on Putin. Okay? They're not willing to move on Putin. So I'm going to close this out, and then I'm going to open it up and maybe do another one. What is this? Why are they so afraid of Putin? Okay? So maybe I'll do the next one on something to do with that. Why are they not willing to move? What is it about Putin that's keeping them in hangman? Okay. Thank you for tuning in and asking the questions.